with the Georgia Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the bulldog.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton. Boom! Big boom, Adam. Hey, you got called out last episode. You didn't give us a big enough boom.
I didn't. Well, I was saving it for this one.
Good.
So 1 week closer, a bigger boom.
Nice.
Bigger boom.
Yeah. Welcome, folks, to episode 149. We got a big episode for you guys. We're going to be talking about every single game on Georgia's regular season schedule. We do this every year. This is one of my favorite episodes. Adam, you just said that before we started the show. This is a lot of fun. So we'll walk through each and every game on the schedule, talk about what we're feeling right now, August 23rd, right before the season starts, and just give you guys our raw, unfiltered predictions.
Yeah, I love this episode, Clark, because what it means is we're right there at regular season starting. I mean, Labor Day weekend is approaching, man. And, we got to thinking about scheduling our episodes, and we're running out of time for what we traditionally do. And we wanted to do some more stuff in between then and where we were at when we were talking about it and everything. We were like, man, we got to go ahead. We got to get the schedule episode in, and we got to get the roster schedule in. And then, heck, it's time for Tennessee State preview episodes. So I'm excited about it, man. I love this because I love the first 2 years of Row 60 and 21 and 22, just our biased homer takes. We're like, hey, Georgia's going to go undefeated. They're going to go 12-0. They're going to go win the national championship. And what'd they do?
We did it both times.
They did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love it, and I'm excited to go through the schedule now. Then you look at what college football is. It's going to be a fun year, Clark. Who knows? I mean, somebody would be lying if they could tell you what's going to happen.
Right.
Because truly nobody knows. And when the end of January comes, we're truly going to be looking back at what we all thought was going to happen in August and really be like, wow, did not see that coming.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we as Georgia fans, I think, have a good feeling about the season. Everybody I've talked to, it's been 10-2, 11-1. Maybe a little spoiler alert there for the people. That's kind of what we're feeling too. But, look, Georgia's a really, really good football team. I got to witness that yesterday. I had the opportunity to go with Baylor and Will, who were on the episode with us a couple weeks ago. Right. But I'm telling you guys, I don't want to share too much, but this team is legit. Yeah. They are a title contender. I'm not just blowing smoke. Nobody is. Everybody that's been to these scrimmages can tell you this team looks really good, specifically the defense. Yeah. And we're going to cut it loose here, within a couple of weeks. So it's going to be fun.
That's exciting, man. I mean, you look at scrimmages, everybody loves to read scrimmage notes, right? I mean, we're a diehard fan no matter where you're at in the country. That's what you do in August, right? And it's never as good as you think it is. It's never as bad as you think it is on either side of the football, right? But from everything you hear about these Saturday scrimmages and just what camp has been, just the talent and the depth that we're seeing this year, man, is exciting. It's exciting to think about, and so we'll see what happens. We'll find out.
Yeah, a lot of football we got to play this year for sure. So before we get into the schedule itself, we got a few announcements, a few things we want to talk about, a little housekeeping to do. The first thing is the fifth annual Row 60 Pick'em League. You guys have got to join this year if you haven't already. We've upped the ante a little bit, Adam, so let me tell you about the new prizes we've got in store. So first place is going to get this beautiful Row 60 trophy. Look at this thing.
Yes. Wow. Fifth year we're doing this.
Yeah, fifth year. And on this, you can see our past winners. We've got 2022 Lee South. Yep. Franklin County guy. Isla, Georgia, Trey McKay in 23.
Yes.
2024, Owen Burt won it. 2025, Austin Smith. Shout out Austin. He's in our 5-area fire department. Yep. But this guy's a Florida fan, y'all. We cannot let a Florida fan win this thing again.
We can't.
I'm just kidding, Austin. We love you. Austin probably is not listening, but y'all have got to join. We can't let anybody other than a Georgia football fan win this. So go join this year. First place is going to get that trophy, a $100 Peach State Pride gift card, a $50 Fanatics gift card. You can go online, shop there. And then a $50 Row 60 gift card.
There we go, baby.
I mean, that's a good hefty amount of prizes.
That's a good package. I like that. That's strong.
Absolutely.
That's strong.
Yep. Second place, $75 gift card to any one of those three stores there and stickers. Third place, you get a $50 gift card. Yep, your choice and stickers. So
that's
up the ante. Yeah,
that's stout. I like it.
So y'all go join this. To enter, check the show notes below in the YouTube description, or if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, just check the show notes there. The group ID is 3069. Our password is DAWGS, all lowercase. So Adam and I are in this. I'm going to remind you, Adam, this year. I'm going to get really good at reminding you to make your picks.
Yeah, I struggle with that. I do. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm so zoned out on Saturday mornings. I need to make sure I make them on like a Friday night.
Right,
I'm laying
right,
in bed
right.
anticipating the college football Saturday that's coming.
And you guys can set up emails when you sign up. So
Yeah.
that's something you need to do. Do you even check your email?
Not really. Not a lot.
Yeah.
No.
When you order
Sometimes
something online,
I do.
though,
Yeah, I do. I do. I track a package from FedEx or UPS or something. I enjoy doing that. No, I'll scroll through it, man. But the problem is I've signed up for so many stuff and I just have just junk in there, right? And I can't filter through it.
Are you one of these people that has like 30,000 emails right now unread?
Yes, 100%, man. I mean, I just got an old standard Gmail account. I don't have a company email per se. I'm not a guy that sits at a desk and really has to rely on checking my email for business, right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are, and I feel like the people who have to do that are definitely have a cleaner inbox, right? And that's respectable. That's just good. That's good life practice to have. I just don't have it.
That makes sense.
But
hey, we can get you an adam@row60.com email if you want one. I can easily make that happen.
All right, good.
Might do that for
That's
you.
what I need to do. I've had the same Gmail account since forever.
Another thing we're going to get Adam here soon is a laptop. We're going to get you a laptop. You got to upgrade from the napkin notes.
Yeah, I haven't had a laptop. Yeah, that would be cool. It would look official if I had a laptop too. I really have no reason to have a laptop, but I mean, heck, just to look like, we're moving up in the world here on the podcast set. Absolutely.
Oh man. Yeah. One day we're going to do it up big. We're going to readjust the podcast set. I've got big visions. You do too, Adam.
Yeah, we do.
We're going to figure it out. But I like what we're currently doing. The set
Absolutely.
looks good.
It's worked for 6 years now.
Sure
right?
has. Yeah. Anyway, go join a Row 60 Pick'em League. Once again, all the details are in the show notes below. Another thing we want to mention right quick, live call-in show. We asked our patrons, hey, when do you guys want this? They said we want it week 1. So we're going to give it to you week 1, Friday, September 4th at 8:30 p.m. We're going to be live on YouTube, Facebook, maybe X potentially, if I can get that working again.
Good.
So y'all be there and give us a ring. We love a good call-in show, don't we?
Oh, we do, man. And I know it's not the anticipated call-in show of having like an Alabama the next day or something, but still just the first one of the year, the excitement, the giddiness of what's going to come in the college football landscape. They're always fun no matter the opponent, just that opening one on the Friday night before. Live football going on during the call-in show as well, so I'm excited about it.
It's going to be a great time. Y'all make sure to join us once again. That's Friday, September 4th, right before the Tennessee State game, 8:30 p.m. Perfect. We will be live. We just mentioned patrons, Adam. Corey Andrews, I got to shout out our guy, Corey Andrews, state patrolman, great human being. He's a Franklin County guy. I love him to death. He told me the other night, we were at the Franklin County game, and he said, hey, I've listened to all 148 episodes, and he's going to be listening to this one as well. And I said, that is unbelievable.
Awesome.
And I'm sure there are plenty of other people who've done the same, and we'd love to shout you out. Message us if you've truly watched or listened to all 148 episodes. Let us know. But also, another reason I'm shouting him out, his badge number is 148. So I thought that was very fitting.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, man. So thank you, Corey, what you do and your service for the Georgia State Patrol, man. And thank you for tuning in to Row 60 and your friendship.
Yeah. He gets access to the field. He gets to drive Kirby and his kids and Lawrence Smith, like pretty significant people in the Georgia football community.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So he's got to be careful out there. We got to protect those people. He does a great job of keeping the community safe and Georgia. So we appreciate you, Corey. And one more thing, if you're not on Patreon yet, this is a great time to join right before the preseason. We do a lot more content in the season. We want to thank all of our patrons for supporting us. You guys help us to do so many things and put back into Row 60 and keep growing this thing. It has truly grown. Adam, you and I, we talk about this all the time, how big this thing has gotten. And it's all because of you guys listening to this and just making it special.
Well, we're blessed and thankful for that, man, and excited for another fun time and get to meet some new people, get to meet some old friends, man, and talk to old friends. That's what I love about the football season as well, is getting reconnected with everybody in our Row 60 family and hearing everybody's opinions on how the Dogs will do this year and everybody else in college football. So I'm excited, Clark.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the time of year. I love the time of year, the anticipation. Like mid-August, it's here. It's here. Like football, Georgia high school football opened up the regular season week 1 last Friday night. So I just get giddy with that.
Oh, yeah.
Just high school football, seeing all the scores, going to your local hometown team to watch them play, just sit here and just live pads popping, man. Friday, I was just so juiced Friday morning. Like, and then this time of year too, man, at night you can just smell the grass. And just the grass has that late August smell to it.
Right.
I really can't explain, but it's a late August smell to it. It's just like football's here.
Yeah.
On the horizon. I got so fired up at the job site Friday morning. I told old Ben, who works with us, old Ben, he played defensive line in high school. He's about 300 pounds. He's a big old boy. Old boy. I said, Ben, let's do some pass pro.
No way. Why didn't you get that on video?
Oh, yeah, I saw video. He and I knew because of being Ben, because I got in an offensive, like a left tackle stance. Right. And put my hand as best as I could figure out how an offensive lineman does it.
Right.
So, Ben, I'm just going to catch you, man. You're going to drive me, keep your feet moving. I'm going to catch you, try to stay up. We're just going to get the adrenaline pumping. So this is after we've been sweating. It's 95 degrees outside. So I downset Hut, and he comes, and I fit him up there, and he drives me, he keeps his feet moving. He got some good leverage, and I got fired up. The juices were flowing. That's what. So I encourage everybody in the spirit of football, do a football exercise, do a full blown Oklahoma drill at work, do some pass pro, whatever you want to do to get the adrenaline pumping. It helps with the work day because it gets your blood rushing, and it creates a healthy work environment. And Ben said he felt good after doing it too. That's like, you dang right, man. It's football season.
Football is here. Let's go.
Do some pass pro, man. It depends on the physique of your coworker. What drill you want to do. You might want to just do some pass skeleton. Maybe if you're working in the office with ball up a piece of paper out of the copy machine, do some pass skeleton. Or you might want to do some form tackle, not go all the way to the ground, but just come through, the cubicles right there, create a lane, a perfect form fit, get your head across the shoulders, wrap them up a little bit, and pick them up, carry them a couple yards, and sit them down, and just let out a nice whoa, and just get everybody juice in the office, or wherever your work environment may be. Just
oh my
off
gosh.
the physique of the coworker to figure out your drill that you're going to do.
Right.
I encourage everybody to do that in the workspace leading up to college football open kickoff to get fired up for football. Because we get to see it again. The good Lord's bless us with another season.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's go.
Adam, we need to run an Oklahoma drill. Me and you.
That would be great. Just go.
Put it on video for the patrons. That sounds like a good idea.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Honestly, though, that would be hilarious.
I love it. It's a good time.
You still have like a helmet? I guarantee you we could. Our cousin Chuck could hook us up.
Get us something that would be good. It'd be
Football coach there. Anyway, oh, man, we're giddy if you couldn't tell. So, Adam, let's just jump right into game 1.
Okay.
And get this thing kicked off.
Yeah.
So game 1, as many of you know, it's pretty anticlimactic, but that's okay. We get live college football. And the good thing about week 1 is you get everybody starting back playing. Right. So even if it's, Georgia versus a scrub, Alabama versus a scrub, you still get to see live college football.
You do.
And you get to see good teams out there on the field, at least. And you get to see your competition. You can size them up. So those are the advantages of week 1. So week 1, September 5th in Athens, 3:00 p.m., SEC Network Plus. We've got the Tennessee State, what's their mascot, Tiger?
I think they are the Tigers.
I think they're the Tigers.
They look about like the LSU logo.
Yeah.
Right? How they do the TSU.
Right.
So,
but they're coming into town, into Sanford. First ever meeting, by the way. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Going to be a great family game, Adam. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we were supposed to be going to Louisville, Kentucky for the Louisville Cardinals week 1, but that got canceled. So, but we're not going to complain because we get to see live football between the hedges.
True.
So, I mean, obviously, this is going to be an uneven matchup. I think.
Really?
Yep. I think the talent level there's a gap.
Okay.
If you didn't know, but it's going to be a 3:30 kick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get to before we watch Georgia
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Very good. Just
used to saying 3:30 kick,
Yeah.
but anyway, 3 o'clock kick. You're exactly right. And so you get to see some noon games kick off. You get the blood pumping, right? So you get to see a big noon kick and some other teams play, and then you get to lead in to kind of get the appetizer before you see the dog. So it's like you go to the Outback and you get a blooming onion to start off with, and then you're not going to get a steak with this game.
Yeah.
Maybe so because it's opening day.
Well, maybe like chicken tenders.
Maybe, yeah. So, I mean, a good hearty meal, right?
Yeah.
That is going to be fulfilling.
Sure.
Right? And then you get to watch LSU and Clemson later that night, so that's like getting the chocolate volcano. That's what these 3 o'clock games are like.
The analogies are unreal. I love it. That's a great analogy, though, for real.
So, yeah, to finish off with some good desserts. So, it's going to be a great week 1, great Saturday. I mean, also, too, about the 3 o'clock kick. It's opening day of dove season. That's big across the state of Georgia. So, you get in the dove field, shoot doves in the morning. And, and then 3 o'clock kickoff. So, you don't have a noon kickoff. So, I do like that in the sense of Labor Day, opening day, having an afternoon kick, man. And, it's going to be good to see everybody. What we've seen in camp, the guys that we've seen battling for spots. We'll talk about this in our roster preview next episode more in depthly. But to see some of these guys we've heard about all camp, we've heard about in the spring and throughout the summer, see them live in action, man. First game at Sanford's going to be good.
Yeah, I agree. Get to see which offensive player has some flashes. That's what I'm kind of looking to see out of this game. For the record, Tennessee State, and we'll talk more about Tennessee State in depth. Went 2-10 last year.
That's not
2025.
What conference are they in? Are they a historically black college?
Yeah, HBCU.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Not sure exactly
SWAC?
what conference. Potentially, yeah, that sounds about right. No, that's Southwestern.
American Conference. Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds
what's it
right.
called? Oh man, with Jackson State, and
Jacksonville State,
Grambling,
yeah,
and
probably Alabama
State. Yeah. Alabama A&M.
I don't know the exact conference.
SEAC,
SEAC?
SEAC, I think.
Okay,
Maybe.
so Southeastern.
Double check
something.
on me.
Yeah. Anyway,
they have a big jamboree in Atlanta too. Like open kick too that night.
great bands, like
great bands,
top of the line
I'm
bands.
very disappointed that the band's not coming.
Dang,
Sanford. We should have passed around the hat and been able to furnish their.
I agree.
Their trip over here.
I do agree. I do love a good band, like any band really, but. But yeah, they went 2-10 last year. A lot of that has to do Eddie George. You brought this up a few episodes ago. Eddie George was their head coach. And he left before the 25 season to head coach at Bowling Green. Took a lot of the staff. So last year was a rebuilding year.
That's right. That's right.
For Tennessee State.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows where they could be this year?
Yeah, man. I mean, Eddie George, legendary running back for the Tennessee Titans. Getting a MAC job at Bowling Green. Good for him. Good on him, man. But for the guys to staying back, rebuilding the program at Tennessee State, year 2 right here. I'm excited for them to go make a memory in Sanford. That's something they'll be able to tell their kids that they played in Sanford Stadium, right? And so hopefully they could have a good, healthy day,
right?
Not have any injuries and kind of get rolling and have a good experience at Sanford. Yep. But this is going to be a game that, of course, was thrown together last minute in the schedule. So, I mean, I think this is going to get ugly in a hurry. And I just hope nobody gets injured from Georgia or Tennessee State.
Right.
And good game to just kind of start knocking off the rust a little bit. Yep. That's what I like about these first 2 weeks of the year is you get 2 tune-up games to really kind of get in sync a little bit more and everything and get tuned up for a 9-game SEC slate for the first time forever.
True. All right, Adam, give me a score prediction right now sitting here tonight.
I mean, Kirby Smart is what his record is in covering. We'll talk about this on the preview episode. Like point spreads are what, over 40 plus? Or 30, so I do not think Georgia will cover the spread.
Really?
Just because that's just not what Kirby Smart does.
We don't care about style points.
Potential to, so right. So I'm going to go. Give me a shutout. Give me 38-0.
What? 38? We don't even crack 40.
I mean, we might crack 40. Maybe. I don't know. I really maybe 41-0.
Okay. All right.
I mean, obviously. I think the offense will have the ability to score that
we
much,
could.
But I just
wanted,
think you get in the second half and you're just, you're really draining the clock. You're just wanting to,
yeah. All right, Adam, I'm going to go 52-0. Same thing with you, though. I mean, if this were the team we're talking about next, I probably wouldn't say that much. But, I think 52-0 will definitely cover. There's probably not going to be a spread on this game. Probably be off, potentially. I don't know. So we shall see. But, I think this is a pretty easy win here.
Yep.
And then the next week, we'll be back in Sanford Stadium again for Game 2. We've got Georgia versus the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, Saturday, September 12th in Athens, 12:45 p.m., SEC Network. This is the whiteout game. We're getting the new white uniforms. Somebody a couple weeks ago asked our opinion on those white uniforms on YouTube. So let me ask you, what do you feel about them? Do you like them? Do you hate them? What do you think?
Well, I know the kids like them.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's what we need for if the culture of the kids that are coming in the program now want to have these alternate jerseys and wear them in a game like this, create some excitement and create some fan engagement in a rather going to be a smoking hot 12 o'clock kickoff against another, not not just huge opponent, right? So I think that's going to bring a little bit extra juice into Sanford. So I hope people show up, even though it's going to be hot and a 12 o'clock kickoff like that. And I like them. I think it's going to be clean. I think they're going to look good. I would prefer a red helmet with white tops and white bottoms, kind of more the tradition, like what Ray Goff and Andy Johnson, some of those guys wore in the 70s or so then. So I'm not as big a fan of the white helmet, but hey, I like the white pants.
Yeah, I do like the white pants. I tell you what will look really, really good, and they need to hear me out on this, is take the same stripe concept on these white helmets, but make the helmets match the same gray color as the pants. Like truly do a silver helmet with that stripe down the middle, white jerseys, silver pants, like the old school silver breeches with the stripe, black socks, black cleats. That is the
silver
best.
helmet.
Yeah.
Not the 2011 Boise State.
No. Well, no, not that. But maybe that same color, gray or silver, but have the stripe that they're putting on these white helmets on that. That would look killer. I'm telling you.
And for the traditionalists, Georgia wore silver helmets.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
and you could do the block G on that. That would look really cool. But they don't ask me for my opinion.
But no, it'll be cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it. It's a good game to break it out, man. And against Western Kentucky, man, I have a lot of respect for the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
And Tyson Hilton.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's been there. I think him and
7
Kirby's
years,
been there the whole. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
They've been like,
7.
because I tell you this right now, why I remember that is fun trivia question right here. Fun fact. When rumors started circulating in December of 2015, who was going to be Kirby's staff, who was going to be Kirby's offensive coordinator, a name that was brought up was Tyson Hilton.
I remember
And
that.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I truly think that he got the Western Kentucky job that December as well. So I think both Kirby and Tyson Hilton have been at their respective programs the same amount of time. We'll have to fact check me on that.
It's been close. I think I want to say it's been like 8 years, 7 years, something like that's what I read. But you might be right. Well, I don't know. We'll definitely fact check that.
But I do think that he is he's definitely had some success with the Hilltoppers, man.
Yep.
And had some NFL quarterbacks I think come out. I know at least one, Bailey Zappi, and that one, the one that
guess,
for the
I don't
Patriots
know.
or so. So anyway, it'll be fun to see them come in, man. And I think it'll be just another good day that Georgia's going to win pretty handily. Of course, I'm going to say they win 41-7 this time.
Nice. I've got 42-10. Yeah, getting some more meaningful snaps for our guys. It's going to be hot, and this will be the second meeting between Georgia and the Hilltoppers. You remember the first time we met up?
2006, opening day,
2006,
wasn't
yep. I think it was week one.
Yeah, it is right.
Sounds right.
I remember that.
Yep.
Sure do.
What I'm most excited about is to see their mascot, who's just a big red blob.
Yes.
We're going to have a great time breaking down that. We'll save it for that episode, that preview episode. But what do you have to say about the big red blob? I don't know if he has a name. I'm sure he does.
Yeah, we'll definitely save that that commentary for later on, because we're going to need to take up some airspace with talking about the West Kentucky Hilltopper. But no, I'm a big fan of that guy.
Yeah, me too.
Truly.
Me too.
Truly am. I mean, he looks like you say, he's just a blob, but he's iconic, man.
He is.
And mascot lore, really. I mean, and so we'll discuss a little bit more, but everybody knows who we're talking about when we talk about this cat.
The big red blob.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, that's game 2. So far, we're both 2-0 on this schedule. This is where we open up with SEC play. Game 3, Georgia goes on the road to Fayetteville. We play the Arkansas Razorbacks Saturday, September 19th, 12 o'clock, nooner, 11 a.m. Central Time. That's going to be an early game, early kick. This game will be on ABC. So, SEC opener, first road game, first meeting since 2021 with Arkansas.
Right.
They got a new head coach, Ryan Silverfield, who was with Memphis last year, pretty much brought the whole staff there. And same guy who also kind of took a jab at Kirby.
That's right.
And the culture. So definitely some bulletin board material. Listen, Kirby says one thing to the media, and I mean, this is what pretty much every coach does. Says one thing to the media about, we don't listen to this. That's not bulletin board material. No. I know what goes on behind closed doors, and I can guarantee you that is going to be replayed over and over and over in the locker room and in the weight room. They won't. They're going to put it on Arkansas.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a very unnecessary comment last year when Silverfield was the head coach of Memphis, just on his college. So, just out of the blue, just random shot at Georgia with it. And I mean, I know that's been a popular thing in the college football realm for fans, but for a coach to just come out and say that was wild. But yeah, I mean, I think Georgia will be tuned up, ready to play. So the first trip to Fayetteville since 2020, but the first trip in, that game in 2020, Stetson Bennett came out, had to take over when that was opening day of the COVID year in late September, where Georgia wore the red pants there in Fayetteville. And but this will be the first time Georgia goes to Fayetteville to play Arkansas on the road in a full stadium in Fayetteville since 2009. And that shootout,
with Ryan Mallett,
with Joe Cox, just had a field day, right? So because Georgia did play, you might say, Adam, wait a minute, Nick Chubb had a day against Arkansas at Arkansas in 2014, but that was in Little Rock in their secondary stadium that they had, just a small war memorial. So yeah, this would be the first true packed stadium game against Arkansas in Fayetteville since 2009.
Good fun fact.
So I think it's I haven't been actually to Arkansas since 2004. And we won a close game. David Green, David Pollock senior year. Matt Jones was our quarterback. When Houston Nutt, great, probably the best Arkansas coach in modern day Arkansas hit.
Right.
Well, Petrino did good there. But anyway, Nutt was there for a while and had him pretty consistent, playing well. But 2004, I mean, we won a close game up there in Fayetteville. That's the last time I've been. And it's an underrated environment, SEC environment, man. So
it's they've got a stripe out happening that game too.
Do they?
Yes,
Really?
it's going to be a big deal.
They're going to be juiced, man. I think this is going to be the biggest game, obviously, with Georgia coming to town, and they always get the short end of the stick, it seems like, with getting noon or 11 a.m. Central Time kickoffs for their big prime games that they have in Fayetteville, right?
Well, the last time we played Arkansas at noon, it got ugly, and that's kind of what I suspect is going to happen here. Last year, disastrous 2-10 season. They went 0-8 in SEC play. Arkansas was just horrid defensively. I mean, terrible. But that's not to say, they haven't improved. I mean, I don't think they could get much worse defensively than last year. Their offense, not bad from what I understand. They also, this is worth noting, they play at Utah the week before they play Georgia, 9:15 p.m. Central Time game. I mean, so this is going to be
high altitude,
and it's going to be, I mean, pretty much the next day before they end that game, Central Time at least. So a late game. Georgia plays a nooner that same day. So I don't know, maybe that counts for something. But yeah, you can't fall asleep on this on the road, especially in the SEC. I don't care where you're at in the SEC. Any game could be a potential trap game. But I don't necessarily think that's the case for this. Give me 34-16. I don't know how that score works itself out, but I like it. 34-16. They score a late touchdown and, 3 field goals on their end. We maybe miss an extra point or something.
Yeah, I'm with you, Clark. Go ahead. Give me the Dogs cruising to 3-0, and it'll be a good environment for young guys, first-year starters and everything who hadn't really been on the road in the SEC yet, coming in and getting a taste of it, going to Fayetteville and against this team. Hey, I didn't realize they were the week before this going to daggum Salt Lake City for a 9:15 local kick, Mountain Time, right? So that's going to be tough. But, I think you're right around in there. Give me 28-10.
Okay, 28-10. So not a high scoring game, but okay, all right. So we're 3-0 on the season so far, and then game 4, we got a big one, folks.
Man,
Georgia versus preseason ranked number 10 Oklahoma in Sanford, Saturday, September 26th. Athens, Georgia. Now, this is a flex game, meaning it could be 3:30 to 4:30 p.m., or it could be a night game anywhere from 6 to 8 p.m. that night. Just kind of depends on how or what ESPN and ABC want to do. So this game, obviously, I mean, this is the one that most people are circling. Adam, we got to make sure you get in the stadium because there's a lot going to be happening. We need you there.
Yep.
But What's the plan? Because Baby Boone's coming, and it's going to be around that time.
He is.
So tell us, what is your plan for this game?
He might at this point where we're just looking at right now, because I think the old boy's dropped.
Oh, boy.
I think he has.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you can just tell. He's done. He's dropped a little bit, right? Yep. So I'm no gynecologist.
Nice.
Right?
There you go.
Gynecologist, OBGYN. But it does look like there's been a shift.
Okay.
Right.
He's ready.
The portal's opening. I think so. Anyway, so I think so. Good Lord willing, of course, obviously we're praying for just whenever he comes, a healthy delivery and everything. But tentatively, if there needs to be an induction, we've talked to the doctor and like, hey doc, let's try to come in Sunday night after the Oklahoma game.
Right.
So, of course, I can't play the good Lord and say this is what's going to happen.
Sure.
But the plan is if it has not come naturally by then, way of just natural birth.
Right. Through the portal.
Right, through the portal. Then we're going to go watch the Dogs beat up on Oklahoma that night, and then I'm going to wake up the next day and come back out to Athens, have a baby.
What a weekend
So
that
it's
would
going to
be.
be wild. Yeah, so, I mean, if that plays out like that, that's the tentative plan right now.
Wow.
So, yeah, big game.
He's dropping because he's ready and he understands.
He needs to get out. He wants to see some football.
He wants to see some football.
Early as can be. You don't want to miss anything.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a great game for a lot of different reasons. First trip Oklahoma has ever made to Athens. This is the first game in which Georgia and Oklahoma have played on a campus.
Nice.
And we all know what happened the first go-round with our matchup in Oklahoma. I was watching it tonight. I know you've probably been watching it too.
Oh, yeah.
The Rose Bowl game, magical game there. Hopefully is not that close of a game. A few things I want to point out right quick. A lot of people have been asking this offseason, hey, when are we doing the stripe out game? When are we doing the stripe out game? This is officially going to be the stripe out game. I'm proud to announce that. And also, something really cool that's happening is Georgia Athletics has reached out to us in the offseason. Our patrons have known about this for a couple months now. But Georgia Athletic Association has reached out to us wanting to help us organize this, promote it. So this is a legitimate thing now, which is really cool. And Adam, I don't know if you saw this, but on the new football game, so college football 27, you can actually stripe out Sanford.
You're kidding me.
I promise.
What?
I've got screenshots of it. It's very cool. So anyway.
Like actual,
right
in the middle? Yeah.
Let me show you
When
right
did
quick.
you figure that out?
Today, this morning.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Did you get the game?
So look at that. Is that not crazy?
Wow. That's insane.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Wow.
Yeah. So
You're going to have to send me them pictures.
I will. But anyway, and I might,
is
if I can
amazing,
remember
man.
to edit these those pictures
Well,
in.
how about that?
Anyway, so that will officially be our stripe out game. You guys should be seeing an announcement about that. Maybe this week is when we're planning on releasing it with the university. They wanted to wait until the white jersey uniform, white out, for Western Kentucky, that news to kind of simmer down a little bit, and then we're going to drop this. So y'all heard it here first. And then also one more change, actually two more changes we're going to make for the stripe out this year. We've got pom-poms ordered so we've got white pom-poms, black pom-poms, red pom-poms. They're going to go into their respective sections, which is going to look really cool. I think that's going to help sell it. And one last thing we're going to do, because I know a lot of people are griping about this last year. We're going to switch the black sections with the red sections. So the black sections will be in the shade, and then the red sections will be in the sun. So,
well, maybe it'll be a night game, and I ain't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Late
That's what I'm
September,
hoping
it'll be a little bit cooler. And heck, I mean, you say, well, I'm going to be tailgating all day. Well, pack a freaking white shirt to wear, whatever you want to. Yeah. I've never been, because maybe I'm just used to being out in the heat and sweating in 100-degree weather all summer long. That just a shirt color just doesn't, that just doesn't get me all fired up, right?
Well, if you guys need a shirt that's breathable, that's not going to cook you, if you got a black shirt or you want a black shirt for this game, you guys need to go check out Peach State Pride. Look at that.
Yeah, look at Peach State Pride. Check it out.
They've got some really good stuff. I saw a polo in the bookstore the other day. I've got to get my hands on it. It's got the old silver helmet with the block G on it. It looks sharp.
Oh, man.
It looks so good.
That big good one.
So y'all go check out our friends at Peach State Pride. Go get you a black breathable shirt for these hot August and September games, not August games, but September games. Anyway, so let's talk about X's and O's. That's enough about the stadium and the fan experience stuff.
Right.
Adam, I think this is going to be a very good litmus test for our offense, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, a lot of people talking about Oklahoma will have the best defensive front, best defense in the SEC. A lot of preseason people talking about that. Brent Venables, of course, been doing it for many decades. Very respected defensive mind, man. And had a rough start, Clark, in his first couple seasons at Oklahoma, but last year got a lot of momentum. Just got a contract extension. Got Ben Arbuckle. and John Mateer, that package to come in. Both of them, of course, coming back as his offensive coordinator and quarterback, man. So you get a guy like Mateer with another year under his belt, same way as Gunnar Stockton, as far as they have full season starting under their belt in the SEC. And his second year at Oklahoma, so it's going to be a good quarterback matchup as well, right? So this is going to be a tough game. This is going to be a tough game. We've circled it, though. Every year you look at the schedule and you think, man, what's going to be the home game that I might want to ramp up the tailgate just a little bit more, or the home game of the year that if I'm watching at the house, I want to add a few more chips and dip and condiments on the table for the spread, right, for the party and everything. And this is the one that you look at right here, right? So this is a game, man, that it's going to be big in the sense of you don't want to lose a game at home with a lot of tough road games, a couple tough road games looming kind of after this one. So it's going to be a big one to get. I think Georgia really needs to get in late September. I know this is the same week Georgia lost to Alabama last year at home and still was fine, won the SEC championship. But who knows with this 9-game schedule what's going to happen, the pandemonium. So taking advantage and winning and beating Oklahoma, man, would be big. But I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair, man, and a game that I personally love. I love defensive football. And give me Georgia winning this football game 21-17.
Okay, yeah, that's not far off from mine. It's going to be a total rock fight. 24-20, Adam, is what I got right now. Might even be 24-21. But yeah, I think this is going to be the best defense we see in the regular season. And now, potentially, there's going to be some better defense we might see in the playoffs.
Right.
But regular season right now, to me, this is without a doubt the best defense. Venables might also be the best defensive mind in the country. And I know this. It might ruffle some feathers, but honestly, I mean, you look at that team last year, I think they finished third in the nation in sacks. Right. Now, I know 10 of those, I want to say, came from the Auburn game, which was hilarious. That was so much fun to watch.
That was great.
But yeah, I mean, John Mateer returns. Definitely one of the toughest quarterbacks in the country, right beside Gunnar. Tough as nails, man. Dealt with a hand injury last year. Just a dual threat guy. Dual threat guys always give Kirby some trouble. But, you know, I think this game at home, that relieves my nervousness.
Yeah, and I mean, if you know, we'll see what Mateer looks like this year compared to last year. But basing off last year, a guy who has a big arm or has an arm in a sense that likes to just let it loose, throw off his back foot, try to make some stuff happen. So I think if he's continuing to do that with this defense and the havoc that I think that it's going to create, hopefully can make Mateer just rush some throws, make some poor decisions that can lead to some turnovers, man, and hopefully be the difference in this football game.
Yeah,
I guess I feel with it being a defensive battle like this, I trust Gunnar Stockton to protect the football a whole lot more than John Mateer with the sample size that we have of both of them. Right?
I like it. Yeah, I'd be sweating bullets if we were playing this game in Norman, but I feel good about it in Sanford. So, all right. So we're 4-0 up to this point. Both of us agree there. Game 5. Let's move on to the next one. Another SEC game here. We got Georgia and Vanderbilt and Sanford. Saturday, October 3rd in Athens. This one is going to be an early kick. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
Choked up there.
Get it out.
Oh,
Take a swig of water if you need to. Take a swig of water if you need to.
It's been a long off season.
Yeah.
Anyway, this will be an early kick. I think they're saying anywhere from 12 to 1 p.m. So we'll just call it a nooner for the sake. Yeah, that's right. This is our homecoming game.
Good.
So homecoming, hit them a lick harder.
Do you miss the alumni cheerleaders out there?
I do, kind of, honestly. It makes me think about those 2012, like 11, 12
Takes back
seasons.
to a simpler time in
Yeah,
college
it
football,
does.
right?
Yeah.
Like when people, the pay wasn't public.
Right.
You know, they were just there for the love of the game, as we thought at that point.
Yeah.
Right. You know, the green platform with the guy with the frat boy out there with the black pants and the suspenders waving the towel. And
I don't miss that.
But then you had the old man with the straw Georgia hat, the nice sweater,
and the
playing
bugle.
trumpet. Yeah, hammering a note from Glory,
right
out there. Just God bless him, getting every ounce of air that he has to let into that. Just
bless his heart,
out of his diaphragm, coming out.
Good word usage there, Adam.
So I mean, but yeah, that's homecoming. That's when I think of homecoming Sanford Stadium. That's what I think of.
I think of the alumni band and the alumni cheerleaders. Yeah. Oh gosh. Anyway,
back in the circa Mark Rick days, 2010, 2008.
Yep. Oh boy. Well, this is going to be an interesting game for a few reasons as well. Jared Curtis, we all know that name, He's going to be making his debut in Athens. And boy, this could get interesting. I'm interested to see how much they potentially use his legs, his mobility, if they use his mobility at all. I think the difference between last year and this year is you had a guy like Diego Pavia, and the kid just ran all over the place. It's just a playmaker. So is Jared Curtis that guy? I don't exactly know.
As a true freshman.
As a true freshman, right. I mean, he may be the real deal, but, the verdict's still out on him to me until he plays some SEC ball. Vandy ranked last year nationally 9th in total offense at 463 yards per game. Once again, a lot of that had to do with Diego Pavia. And then Clark Lee, just a defensive-minded guy, defensive coach by trade. He allowed 22.8 points per game last year. Not great, but also not bad. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this could get interesting for a couple quarters. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Vanderbilt's success. Clark Lee's done a great job in Nashville since he took over in 2021. I believe it was his first year there. We go up to Nashville, beat them 60-something to nothing. Great game. I mean, just that Vanderbilt team versus what we saw last year, even though Georgia didn't play him, night and day difference. I mean, I think he got a lot of success and a boost off of bringing in Tim Beck and Diego Pavia from New Mexico State, kind of that package deal that we see some of these teams doing with the offense coordinator and quarterback, and the familiarity with a quarterback that's played a lot of ball, that's been a recipe for success, with cohesion with how their quarterback is with their OC or just a coaching staff in general with players that they bring in, right? So that's not the case with Jared Curtis, right? So this is going to be his first time playing in the SEC as a true freshman. And you don't see many just true freshmen come in. It's a very rare deal coming to the SEC and just have immediate success. Boom.
Yeah.
Right. So, I do think the kid will be good. I think it was a mistake going to Vanderbilt. I think it was something that he'll look back on and be like, man, I should have stuck it out in Athens, sat a year behind Gunnar Stockton and fought for the starting position in 2027, right? I mean, we won't know that. That's water under the bridge. Just beating a dead horse right now. Right. So let's just, when he comes back to Sanford Stadium, just give him a welcome like none other and let him know that he's stepping into a hornet's nest if he is the guy, and I guess it's all indications leading that he will be the guy in Nashville starting. Yeah. And I don't see how this Vanderbilt team doesn't take a step back, Clark.
Right.
So I think I like Clark Lee. I respect what he does at Vanderbilt, but I think this game is going to be something along the tunes of 34-13.
Okay. We're
34-10.
Yeah, we're pretty similar with our scores so far. I'm going 42-14.
Yeah.
I think we're going to throw an extra touchdown in there towards the end just because we can and just because Jared Curtis. I do think Kirby has tons of respect for Clark Lee and vice versa, but just old Jared Curtis bit, I don't know. I think we're going to play a little bit. I don't know.
You think so?
Chip on the shoulder.
All right.
Maybe they don't care.
There you go.
For all I know, the players don't give a crap about Jared Curtis and they don't care about the whole situation. But I kind of think it's just annoying. I mean,
it is.
I don't really think about it anymore. But
it was very annoying. I mean, with Raiola happening the cycle, and then Curtis happening the cycle like that with 5-star quarterbacks, man, just frustrating. But whatever.
It is what it is.
That's right.
All righty, so we're 5-0 up to this point, feeling good about ourselves. But then, folks, this is when things start getting interesting. We got Game 6, Georgia versus number 13 right now, Alabama, in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Saturday, October 10th. It's going to be a night game. So anywhere in that 6 to 8 p.m. window. Adam, I'm nervous about this game already. I'm not even going to lie to you. But I will say this. I'm very glad these boys had a win. And I know that's not the same exact team, but it's still, a lot of these guys were on this roster last year. I'm just glad we got that win in the Benz in the way that we did, right?
Yeah.
And look, I mean, obviously last year's regular season game was electric for a lot of different reasons, but what am I trying to say here? It's they played the game of their lives. I mean, they really did. Alabama could not have played a better game that night. So I think just understanding that and then seeing that win in the Benz, it makes me take a little sigh of relief. They've got a new quarterback this year. It's not Jalen Milroe. Yeah. Thank God. I would definitely chalk this up as a loss if Jalen Milroe trotted back out there. But a guy
normally the rest of college football would be fine with Jalen
exactly.
Milroe. But against Georgia, it's just right.
He turns into a Heisman winner.
Right. So
yeah. But new quarterback, Keelan Russell, they just announced the other day is going to be their starter.
Highly touted guy.
Yeah. Dual threat guy. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it just gives Georgia fit. So I'm not feeling great about this game already. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean it's hard, especially with what we've seen happen in Bryant-Denny so often, man. And with Keelan Russell coming in, obviously with the pedigree of Alabama quarterbacks going back to Saban here the past 8-9 years, it just seems like they're going to have a guy with a lot of hype coming in, right? So, and it always seems that they're coming out part of the game of their lives. They play out their minds against Georgia. Ty Simpson in Athens last year, and Jalen Milroe in 24 in Tuscaloosa, right? So I expect no different in Keelan Russell kind of having his big just breakout game. Welcome to Alabama against Georgia, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it happens. But maybe though it's Ty Simpson had a terrible game in the SEC championship, so it's not like every Alabama quarterback we're on and this is all just psyche as fan speak. It has nothing to do. And I mean, it's just our mentality as fans is what we think, right? So, it's hard to say pick Georgia to go in Tuscaloosa and win until you see it. Right. But it's bound to happen eventually. I mean, obviously, Kalen DeBoer in Alabama right now, it's weird. You don't really see them just being the media darling. You don't hear them talked about a lot in playoff predictions, SEC championship predictions, some people out there, but they do have very talented secondary, Clark.
Yeah.
They have a lot of talent on the defense side of the football. And Kalen DeBoer is a great offensive mind. And the 2 out of 3 times that he's faced this Glenn Schumann, Kirby Smart defense, man, he's had a very good Ryan Grubb in him. Ryan Grubb went there in 24, but in 25 last year, the first meeting, they had a great game plan, right? And executed it very well. But man, I think we're going to go in there and do it this year. But I think it's going to be 24-20. Georgia's going to win.
Okay.
I just think our defense is going to limit them. Now, I don't think we're just going to move the ball at will against them and have a field day, but I think it's going to be about the 24-20 range. Okay. Heck, maybe 20. No, give me 2017. Low score.
20-17.
2017.
Okay. Adam, what gives me hope about this game is they struggled running the ball last year in the Benz.
Exactly.
And the regular season game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. Listen, if Georgia can limit the run game, this is a shocker, folks. If Georgia can limit the run game in this one especially, I think we've got a much better shot at winning this one.
Oh, yeah.
100%. You know? I mean, especially on the road.
Yeah.
If you can make Keelan Russell diagnose coverages and get to the quarterback here and there. I think another thing that killed us in 24 was just the amount of turnovers we had. We could not have played a worse game on the road in that first half.
Right.
It could not have been worse.
Right.
So I don't know. I think you just put it all together this year. We've seen it. It can be done. These players have seen it. These coaches have seen it. And once again, it has very, very little effect on this year's game. But if Keelan Russell, if Alabama wins this game, it's going to be because Keelan Russell is rushing, getting 6-8 yards a pop on these quarterback draws, breaking containment, scrambling. That's what kills this Georgia defense against Alabama traditionally.
Right. You're exactly right. You take away the run, which and we'll talk about the roster preview next week, that all indications should make you excited about the depth and the talent of this defensive line that we have, man, and should be able to do that. And then also what I'm excited about on the offense side of the football is we're going to see, I think, a running back room that's been the deepest it's been since 2021, the first national championship season. And I think Georgia's going to be able to run the football against anybody between the tackles.
And that travels.
And that's huge.
That travels, especially on the road.
That is huge, man.
I agree.
Give me the recipe. I know people in college football now love the idea of, I love a Lane Kiffin offense where we could go and we could score 40-plus points a game, yada, yada, yada. But give me a dominant defense and a team with the offensive line and a running back room that can absolutely pound the football and take over late in games and just run it. That's what I love. That's Georgia football to me.
And what was the thing in 24 we could not do all season? Just run the football.
Really.
I mean, ETN, God bless his soul. I don't know how he was able to accumulate the amount of yards he did.
Yeah.
Because we were so pitiful in run blocking. But he still looked like a legend. But my point is, that 24 game, Alabama, go back and watch it. Our defense played like crap in the first half. And then we couldn't stop the run. And then on the opposite side of the ball, we couldn't run the ball. So I don't know. I just think I feel good about this game.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close, yeah.
I don't think that we're going to beat them the margin we did in Atlanta.
No.
But of course, being in Bryant-Denny, it's going to be close at night. And but hey, if I think you're right, Clark, that Georgia will take away the run game. And if Russell comes out there, he beats you with his arm, with his legs, and you just tip your hat.
Right.
But I don't think he will. I think Georgia's offense against talented Bama defense on the road is going to be a tough environment. But you got a guy under center who has been in these environments now, and a veteran guy will accumulate enough points that get out of there with a win.
Yeah. I'm going 34-27. That's probably going to change. I think, man, I don't know. Last time it was a big shootout in Bryant-Denny, but I'm kind of leaning more towards what you were saying. It's going to be more of a rock fight, just a defensive battle. Who knows? We shall see. We'll have a better understanding of what this game might look like the week before.
What the sample size is when these teams meet. This is going to be a little bit later meeting, a couple weeks later meeting in the regular season. In the past 2 years have been both games in the past 2 years have been the last weekend of September. Yeah. So a couple weeks later from that. So a few more games under each team's belt. Be interested to see from a health standpoint just where each program is at that point in time, right? Yep. So, I'm excited about it. And heck, man, if this prediction comes true and we're leaving Tuscaloosa undefeated with that beating Alabama and Tuscaloosa monkey off our backs, let's go, man.
Yeah, yeah, that would help a lot because the back half of the season is where it gets pretty tough too.
That's right.
All right, let's go to Game 7. So we're up to this point 6-0, both of us. We feel pretty good about the Dogs up to this point. Game 7. We got Georgia versus Auburn, the Deep South's oldest rivalry in Sanford Stadium, Saturday, October 17th. This game ought to be between 3:30, 4:30 kick. New head coach over in the Plains, Alex Golish, coming from, I about said Southern Florida, South Florida. He's bringing a lot with him, Adam. He's got Byron Brown. A lot of people know that name. Dual threat guy, led all FBS quarterbacks last year with 42 total touchdowns. I did not realize that till I did some fact checking there. So obviously very talented quarterback. You got a guy who understands his head coach and vice versa. Golish is definitely an offensive-minded guy. So this game, I know a lot of people aren't really thinking about this one, but and they're all saying, Auburn's a wild card, whatever. But I'm telling you, Auburn might. I'm not saying they're going to rip off, 10 wins this season. Like I don't see how that could work out.
Right?
But they're going to be a respectable opponent, especially at this point in the season. So what do you think?
No, man, I agree. I like Golish as far. I mean, I don't like him because he's at Auburn, but I think he's an upgrade over Hugh Freeze, and I think it's going to be a better run program under him. I mean, he did very good at Tennessee in 22 as OC, so he's been around the SEC, not as a head coach, but he knows what the grind is in the SEC as far as because he's been a coordinator in it before. And going back to Clark, what we talked about, man, I mean, I think teams are looking for this, trying to catch lightning in the bottle, the Indiana thing with bringing the whole James Madison Duke squad and their head coach and that continuity of playing a lot of snaps and a lot of football together. Boom, you look at the 2 years they've had. Obviously, last year undefeated national championship, but heck, they were a playoff team the first year that Signetti and those guys came in from the Sun Belt Conference, right? But I'm not saying Auburn will do this by any means, but they're going to try. They've gone to the well with the recipe of bringing in from the American Conference, South Florida, as head coach, and some guys who have some continuity, familiar with each other. And I think because of that, even though they might not be the most talented in the world, it's people who have played a lot of snaps. I think they will win some football games and win a game or two, probably that they probably weren't supposed to win. Right. So and have a building block of a year that people on the Plains will be excited about Golish in the second year, right? So I don't think it'll be happening in Athens this particular afternoon.
No, me neither. We've got 9 straight against Auburn, make it 10. Kirby only has 1 loss against the Barners, and he avenged that loss in the same year.
That's right.
This will not be an easy out. We'll be coming off an emotional game. This is also worth noting. They're coming off an emotional game. They got to go to Neyland the week before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like they're just cruising in with, everything's good to go. They're going to be beat up too at this point, I would imagine. Look, 24, they kept it close in Athens for 3 quarters. They might keep it close for 2, but I think we pull away pretty handedly, 44-20. That's my score prediction right now.
I'm right there with you, man. 34-14.
Okay.
Talking about them going to Neyland the week before, I always have enjoyed watching Auburn play another one of our Eastern rivals. We had about Florida,
right? Yeah.
Because it used to be rare because, of course, it never really happened because obviously we were Auburn's permanent East opponent, and the other 2 opponents rotated back in the day. So it was always fun when those years lined up that Auburn had to go to.
The swamp.
Yeah, but I mean, they used to play every year, Auburn and Florida did, back before, when we were very, very young in the 90s, early 2000s. But But still, Auburn and Tennessee, that'll be a heck of a matchup then. So.
Yeah, Tennessee. I hate that we're not playing them this year. I really
feels
do hate
weird,
it.
don't
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it feels just odd, but that's just college football. The year of our Lord, 2026.
Well, Josh Pate there, right?
That is right.
He says it all the time. Oh boy! All right, 7-0, guys. If we go 7-0 into the bye week, that'd be a really pleasant
we're sitting
surprise.
In a good spot, man.
We're sitting
right
in a very good spot.
in 2026 in the SEC. That if you go through this 9-game schedule with even, I think you got 2 mulligans in your back pocket.
True.
Not that you want to use them, but they're there.
Yeah.
They're there to be a playoff team.
Very true. The bye week couldn't come at a better time. We say that every single year. October 24th, very well placed bye week. I don't know who schedules that, but
every year
it's just good.
It's right there.
Literally,
every year. Death taxes in Georgia on October 20-something having a bye week before the Florida game.
But it used to not be that way though. With back several, I guess decade or two ago, didn't Georgia not have a bye week before Florida?
It's been a while since that's happened, but there was a time where Georgia wouldn't have a bye week in the early 2000s, and Florida would.
Right. Yeah.
We got that changed.
Yeah. Good thing.
Spurrier wanted that when he got to Florida, and then it finally took Georgia years to
catch up.
That. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Florida, game 8, we got Georgia versus Florida, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. I don't even know. Indoors. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Indoor cocktail party. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This is going to feel so weird. Saturday, man. October 31st, Halloween. I don't already like that. Bad omen there.
Yeah, that's not good.
This game, once again, Atlanta, 3:30. At least that's the same. And then ABC kick. First game outside of Jacksonville since 1995. Let's not talk about that game if we don't have to. Florida's got a head coach now, a new head coach, John Summerall. Brought in Buster Faulkner from Georgia Tech. They brought in Aaron Philo from Georgia Tech and Tramel Jones. No, wait, he was already there. Sorry, Aaron Philo. He comes in from Georgia Tech, so there's that good connection there.
They haven't named a starter yet, have
they? Haven't.
Not that I've heard,
Yeah.
So, everybody thought that Philo was a shoe-in because of the connection with Buster, we've been talking about, but yeah.
So, DJ Lagway, for those who might have missed it, transferred to Baylor. I think he just didn't want to be a part of this new Florida team, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be a part of Florida regardless.
Do I? Just needed a fresh slate.
Yeah, I don't blame him. But of all places, like Baylor, I don't know.
Well, he's a Texas kid, I guess. But I really don't know.
They've got a cool stadium, cool jerseys, but that is weird. Anyway, this is about Florida. Adam, what do you think about this? Because I've heard some buzz in the Florida world about this team potentially.
Well, it makes me nervous. I already be nervous enough being in downtown Atlanta Halloween night, but that's neither here nor there. That's just a sacrifice we make if you want to go to that game.
Right.
But that's just how it's going to be. But anyway, Clark, this game makes me nervous, man. I really think Florida upgraded their whole coaching staff very well.
How could you not?
The
past 2 years have been a dumpster fire, but
that was a kind of obvious statement.
No. But you're right.
I'm talking not even with Summerall. I think is going to do it well there. As much as I hate to say it, we'll see, man. I've seen some of the just preview stuff that you see from like their spring camp and everything. But you got Buster Faulkner. Everybody knows Buster Faulkner and his relationship with Georgia under Todd Monken, and his Stetson Bennett and him were very tight, right? So he goes to Tech, and obviously the couple years he was the OC at Georgia Tech gave Georgia a problem, but he had a guy like Haynes King, and just the offense that he ran was just perfect for Haynes King. Right. So is Philo going to be the guy that can kind of replicate that and kind of give our defense fits, man, and how they do, just kind of death by 1,000 cuts in a sense of what they were able to do as far as the success he had at Tech the past 2 years. I feel like I don't know. You can't really just sit here and say right now he's going to replicate that. But also, man, people don't talk about Brad White is their defense coordinator. Yeah. And if you don't remember that name, man, he was the defense coordinator at Kentucky for a long time during their kind of prime Mark Stoops years, late 2010s to early 2020s, where we always talked about, man, Georgia's going to be even more sore on Sunday after the battle in the trenches with this Kentucky defense. Right? I mean, they'll hit you in the mouth. They're very physical, and Brad White was defense coordinator of those teams, right? So I think that a big time upgrade in the defensive room with Summerall coaching them and Brad White. I think they have a lot of offensive skill players that are really good. Dallas Wilson, Jaden Ball is going to be a good ball carrier, man. I think their biggest question mark. They'll be improved on defense. Their biggest question mark is going to be the offensive line. Yeah. So I think that's where the difference is in Georgia winning this football game is as I do not think Florida's offensive line is going to be able to just sitting here now in late August talking about this game in late October. I do not think Florida's offensive line is going to be able to handle what Georgia's defensive line is going to be in their whole front, linebacker, defensive line, everything. I think we'll cause some turmoil, man, limit Jaden Ball from just gashing them, limit the skill players, man. And I think it'll be a game where it might start out a little bit tight, but Georgia pulls away. Give me Georgia winning 27-14.
Dang, that is almost to a T what I was about to say. 27. No, you're good. 27-17. I mean, I feel the same way. It's going to be a rock fight. I mean, these games always are. You look at last year's game, things got interesting. Even in 21. I mean, I know what happened after after halftime, right? Or not even after halftime. It was before. I know, but my point is, like, these games, they always get off to a sluggish start. I'm interested to see like how this team responds in Mercedes-Benz. Does that have any factor on the game? I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to be a cool environment. I don't like the fact that it's outside of Jacksonville this year, but it will be pretty fun, at least to see this game played somewhere else.
It's going to be different, man. And I'm interested to see what Florida does before they get to Jacksonville, right? I mean, they got teams like Auburn. That's a big, up in their game, but first-year head coaches. They got to go another first-year head coach play Ole Miss, too. Right. So where that Florida team is going into that week, the momentum they have under Summerall and the growth is going to be very interesting, too, as well. Yep. I do think this is going to wind up being – one of the better head coach hires they made there in just a train wreck of a decade or so, or more so. I mean, going back even more so than a decade since Urban Meyer left, right? So I do think Summerall will eventually. I mean, it's just they're going to have to get one against Georgia again at some point.
All of these opponents,
all of our traditional rivals that we've been just so spoiled with wins over, right? I mean, we're not going to play Tennessee for another couple of years, but Florida, we're going to have them every year. Summerall will get Kirby at one time. I hate to say it, but it won't be this year, I don't think.
Yeah, same here. All righty. Well, 8-0, that's a heck of a start right there. This is where I think the tables kind of turn on the Dogs. Game 9, we got Georgia versus number 9 Ole Miss in Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, Saturday, November 7th in Oxford. This will be either a 3:30, 4:30 kick or a 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time kick. So, regardless, it is going to be a tough game, Adam. This will be the third meeting in about 13 months.
Yeah.
Think about it, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Trinidad returns yet again, as does Keywan Lacey, likely to go down as the greatest Ole Miss running back of all time. Probably has already stamped, made a stamp for that label. Very worried about this game, not even going to lie. And I think it's because they just match up so freaking well against us. We saw it 2 times last year. Yeah. In the regular season, they came in and they were firing on all cylinders offensively. In the Sugar Bowl, they were firing on all cylinders offensively. I don't know, Adam. I mean, I don't feel great about this one. Do you?
No, I don't. I don't want it to be that we're just mirroring each other, but this is the game that I've been more nervous about this one than Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, which is weird to think.
Yeah, it's weird to think, but it was when I heard Trinidad Chambliss was coming back.
Right.
I mean, how as a Georgia fan could you not be nervous with number 6 lined up against you? I mean, even though it was a winning effort in Athens, and it seems like we found out the recipe to contain him in the fourth quarter in Athens.
Yeah.
But that game in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans was just one of those times, man, where you see a lot of times where Kirby Smart's dropped a game. Not every one of Kirby Smart's games that he's dropped, but a lot of the times you could key point one of the main factors during the Kirby Smart era when Georgia's lost, it's just quarterbacks playing out of their mind.
Right.
And just a very talented game, and that was one in New Orleans. Can he replicate that again this year? I don't know, but it's going to be hard, and it's going to be hard for me to pick Georgia to beat Ole Miss until I see Glenn Schumann and Kirby Smart's defense contain number 6.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's just where I'm at with it. I'm more encouraged with the personnel that you have at Star, in the secondary, to do some things that I think we're going to have the personnel advantage that if they're healthy. This is late in the year too, so the big health risk in the 9-game SEC slate is always up in the air. But as we're perfectly healthy sitting here, man, I'm more encouraged with what personnel we have. That I think could execute a better game plan against Trinidad Chambliss, but still, I'm going to say this is the one that Georgia loses.
Same here. Yeah, I don't know if this will be as sloppy as the one in 24. I think we had like 3 fumbles that game, right? Something crazy. And I mean, you can never expect to go on the road and win an SEC game with more than 3 turnovers or 3 or more turnovers. Like that's just insane. I don't think it's that kind of a game. I think it's just another great battle between 2 really good offenses, 2 really good defenses. And, it's not like Georgia we played bad. It's just Ole Miss played better. I think it's going to be one of those kind of nights. I think Ole Miss probably wins this. Yeah. I think they win at 32-28.
Yeah.
We can afford it though, right? We can afford this being the only loss, especially if this is the only loss. Certainly can afford that. But listen to me. Ole Miss, they've got a tough schedule.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly who they play and when they play, but they've got a tough schedule, as do all of us in the SEC.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's what I was going to talk about next, Clark, is too. I mean, yes, you could say, well, Lane Kiffin's not there anymore. Charlie Weiss Jr. is not there anymore, and you're exactly right, but, I mean, they would be dumb. Pete Golden, who's been in the building with them, isn't bringing somebody in to replicate kind of the same thing. I mean, I know he might not have the in-game adjustments that Lane Kiffin was able to make or from that level or whatnot, but they're still going to be, I think, pretty dang good offensively with the coordinator that they brought in, just because you have a guy with the experience at number 6. And, heaven forbid, I hope that he doesn't get injured, but if by November he's banged up, man, especially with the stuff that he likes to do with his legs, then it's a whole different story. And like you said, it's a who knows what Pete Golden's going to be. Right? I mean, obviously, it was a great start to his career when he took over the team in the playoffs, but it could go off the rails fast there as well.
Could.
So I don't see it, but, we could be talking about this when we're previewing Ole Miss week and have a completely different team.
True.
So
I don't know.
I'm not saying this is set in stone that I feel like Georgia will lose it, but looking back now, that's my one loss of the year.
Same here.
Well, so far.
Right. All right. So even if we're 8-1 going into week 10, still not bad.
Road loss in the SEC. So.
Yeah. I mean, you can afford it.
Hate it being Ole Miss again, but
I know. Well, might match up with them again in Atlanta. Who knows? Game 10, we got Georgia versus preseason number 25, Missouri in Sanford Stadium, Saturday, November 14th. This will be either a night game or a 3:30, 4:30-ish kick as well. So, Adam, I'm going to tell you something. Missouri this year is I'll call them a dark horse. I think they've got a lot of potential. They've got former Ole Miss quarterback Austin Simmons, and then Caden Lee, who is also at Ole Miss, good receiver, both at Missouri now. They've brought in a new offense coordinator, Chip Lindsey.
Yeah.
I think he was he at Michigan maybe? I want to say
Chip
he was
Lindsey, yes. He's been at Michigan, and that's I was just looking up. He's been at Auburn before too. He's had a stint with Malzahn at Auburn.
Yeah, and I think he's best known for just pounding the rock, getting the run game established, and they've got a good one to do that with. Ahmad Hardy coming back. He ranked 2nd in the country last year in rushing yards with, this is insane, 1,649 yards and then 16 rushing touchdowns. This guy's a real deal, and I'm going to tell you something. If they come into Athens and they can run the football, this game's going to get interesting, especially coming off an emotional game the week before. Cannot fall asleep. I don't think we will. But this is going to be a battle. I think this is going to be more of a battle than what people are giving this game credit for. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm right there with you. I think this is a big year for Eli Drinkwitz. Mm-hmm. I think Missouri's wanting to spend more in the portal and then have something to really invest in, right? Have a future that they could get fired up about, man. So, I mean, of course, Drinkwitz had a great year in 23. The last time Georgia played Missouri, that was a tough game. Been there a while, man. So, you talked about Chip Lindsey coming in, veteran coordinator, been around just college football a long time. And Austin Simmons is a guy, man. It's kind of a wild card, and kind of when you're talking about SEC quarterbacks in the sense of Georgia fans remember him from when Jackson Dart went down in 24,
right?
And Simmons had to come in and he led a scoring drive, right?
Yep.
So I mean, he's a talented guy. Lane Kiffin wouldn't have named him a starter last year or brought him in if he wasn't talented. He didn't have that potential it factor there in him, right? And he gets hurt, and then Trinidad Chambliss takes over. And we all know what happened and what happened there. So Austin Simmons, I'm not going to say he's going to just come out and just have a great year, but you can't say that he won't by chance either. But in the sense of he's definitely got that talent and potential to have just that it factor and be a tough out for any defense in the SEC potentially.
True.
So I agree, man. I think this is a sneaky game. I love that it's at home. It's the past couple times we've played Missouri. There's been close games. Give me Georgia winning this game, Clark. 27-13.
All right, 27-13. I've got 34-17. I actually just dropped it down a notch. I had 38-17, but then you're right. I mean, these games, especially Missouri, the past few times we played them, have been awfully close, even the one in Sanford in 23. So, yeah, got to be careful, though. This game, I don't know. I mean, it could get interesting. So,
it's crazy. I think you're going to see Georgia score a lot of points, and I could be dead wrong on this. See Georgia score in the high 20s, lower 30s a lot this year. I don't think you're going to see as many 44-41 like shootouts. Yeah. So we've seen a couple of them pretty high. I think this is going to be a Georgia football team that's going to run the ball a lot,
right?
Eat up some clock,
and
rely on the defense doing things right, and just move the sticks and just. So yeah, I think 27-13 is what I'm going to say.
Okay, all right, I like it. All right, so we are 9-1 up to this point. Game 11. Not an easy out here either. Georgia at South Carolina in Willie B. This game's going to get wild. 3:30 kick potentially, or a night game. Please, dear Lord, no night game in that place. Regardless, it's going to be tough. November 21st, potential trap game, Adam. No doubt about it. And I think the fact that we as fans realize that is a good thing. If we're already seeing this as a potential trap game, if we see it, the players see it, the team sees it. Obviously, Kirby doesn't really care. I mean, he's going to go put a good game plan against whoever we're playing. But we haven't played since 2023. USC Junior, as I like to call him, and most Georgia fans, is now one of our 3 annual SEC opponents moving forward. So I think that's worth noting. This won't just be a one-off matchup with them. Like, we're going to be playing them in the future every year, which I like. I mean, I know some people would have rather had Tennessee as that 3rd annual opponent, but I like Carolina being on this schedule. They are a good team, though. I mean, they return Lenore Sellers again. I think he's the real deal. Another dual threat quarterback who's going to give people fits this year. I mean, just bottom line, They've also brought in Kendall Browse, new OC, formerly at TCU. So
and at Arkansas with Pittman, his first one over there. Yeah. In 2021, Browse was the OC there.
Yeah. So interesting stuff, Adam. What do you think about this one?
This one scares the mess out of me. I almost say it might be a loss just because I don't like where it's at in the schedule and everything, but. Yeah, I mean, it's always tough going to Williams-Brice. I know the last time, but we usually play them over there early in the year, right? About the second, third week of the season. Last time we went over there was in 22 and just put a smack down on them. It was beautiful, but this is just completely different teams. It's going to be the 11th game of the year in the first year of a 9-game conference schedule. Both teams are going to be beat up. I wonder which team's going to have more key injuries. I mean, you just think about that. You can say, oh, yeah, Georgia's going to go in there. We're going to be fine against South Carolina, right? I mean, there's so many just different angles, man. Like, heaven forbid, what if Gunnar Stockton's hurt?
Oh, gosh.
And stuff like that. And you're trotting out a quarterback who hasn't been in an environment like Williams-Brice before starting. I mean, just stuff like that. But on the flip side, you could have Shane Beamer gone by then. He could be fired by then. That season go through. I mean, Carolina's just such an odd team because you could see them making some noise, having a respectable year from South Carolina fan standards, or you could see it just be completely derailed by the middle of October, late October, right? And they're not even 500 going into the 11th game of the year. So, and then it's not looking as intimidating as it does in August.
True.
So, but then you look again with Shane Beamer has some big wins in conference and against Clemson in November. It just kind of seems like it's a team historically, with the average sample size that you have, that you rather get them earlier in the year than later in the year. I know last year wasn't that way, but historically with them. So this is going to be a tough game. I think Georgia's this is going to be one that we're going to be at the end like, man, just thank God we got out of there with a win.
Right.
Kind of we should have beat them by more, right? You would think, but where they're going to be at, and I think where Georgia will be at this point in time, give me Georgia winning 24-20 in Columbia, South Carolina.
Adam, we're right on the money with these. Very, very similar thinking with all of these games. Yeah, I've got Georgia winning by 4 as well. 27-23. I think we get a couple field goals. Dylan Stewart too. That's another guy coming back.
Yeah.
And he got offered tons of money to go elsewhere, but sticking around. Look, if Shane's going to do it, it's got to be this year.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about it. And he might. I don't know. It hasn't really worked out his way in years past.
And South Carolina might not even be able to score 20 against this defense. I'm hoping that's where it's like. Yeah, but I'm going off of maybe Lenore Sellers really stepping up a level. I mean, this is a guy who's been starting in the SEC. This is his third year starting, right? Yeah. And we've seen the tools, the flashes against LSU last year. He was that was last year, wasn't it? And barely lost.
No, I think it was 2 years ago. Because we were going up to the Kentucky game.
2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so anyway, Sellers is flash, man, and if he puts it together, he could give a good defense fits, especially on the road. Right?
Yeah,
so
true.
Yeah, give me a close game, but a Georgia win and Willie B.
Yep, that'd be nice. All right, 10-1, and then we got the big one: Georgia versus Georgia Tech. The enemy is, I think, Kevin Butler and the post game. Kevin
David
Butler
Johnson and all that.
Yes,
David Johnson. Yes.
David Johnson. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway. The enemy, Georgia Tech. This game no longer on a neutral site field this year.
Or Black Friday.
Oh, yeah, that is a good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Well, back to Saturday playing.
Thank the Lord, man. That was nice. It was fun.
It was kind of.
I kind of liked it.
I kind of liked it too. Kind of being the center of the college football world. And then Saturday, you just got to watch ball,
True.
Watch the rivalry games.
But the past 2 years that we've done that, it seemed like the games have been way closer than we want them to be.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, I don't know.
No, you're right.
But anyway, this is either going to be a night kick as well or a 3:30, 4:30 kick in Sanford. Back on a campus where this game belongs. No Invesco QQQ sponsoring this one. Thank the Lord. Tech is coming off a really good 9-4 season, finished up in the top 25 for the first time since 2014.
Wow.
Let's give him a slow clap, everybody.
Wow.
That is just impressive there. No, but seriously, Brent Key has done a great job. And he obviously had the help of ACC Player of the Year, Haynes King, who is now gone. He's with the Panthers. He scored a touchdown the other night.
Did he?
Yeah, when he was playing Carson Beck.
Good for him, man.
Who's Carson play for again? The Raiders?
Cardinals.
Why did I think the Raiders? Anyway, but they are replacing Haynes King with Alberto Mendoza. They thought, hey, that kid up in Indiana, he has a brother. Let's go get his brother. And so anyway, maybe
that it'll work out that way, but still,
right.
For Tech, shoot.
I don't think Alberto is going to be as mobile as Haynes King was. And as you said earlier in the show, that's where we had fits trying to stop Haynes King the past few years. And Buster Faulkner knows this Georgia defense really, really well. That's now gone. Both of those things, their offense coordinator and their quarterback. And I think that combination right there was it was annoying to stop, to be honest.
That was the reason why the past 2 years against them were just more stressful than they normally have been.
True.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. It's not to say they can't reload, but I don't think they're to that same level offensively this year. I think they took a little bit of a hit on the line. Obviously lost a first rounder, Keelan Rutledge, who's a Franklin County guy. Shout out to Keelan. But yeah, I don't know about this Tech team. It's kind of weird. We'll get to see them play Colorado opening up the season, so that'll be fun. But I don't know. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's a mystery, man. So Brent Key brings in his old college quarterback, George Godsey. So George Godsey played quarterback at Tech, the early 2000s, late 90s, something like that. And an NFL guy, I think was offensive coordinator at the Texans before. Been in the NFL for a while now as either a position coach or had some stints as a OC. So he's going back to his alma mater. He has that hate for Georgia like Brent Key does.
They're trying to do the Kirby Mike Bobo thing, right?
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, so I mean, you get that. That's pretty cool, right? So, I don't know, man. I don't know how the Mendoza kid will be. I think Tech will definitely take a big step back this year, and I think this is going to be a game where just let it wide open and just lose 38-10 Georgia.
Okay, yeah. I'm about right there with you. I got Georgia 35-14 on senior day for our seniors this year, which I feel like we have none anymore just because this team is so freaking young. But yeah, I mean, look, if we end up 11-1, do you call that a smashing success?
Oh, 100%. First year, the 9-game conference schedule, NIL era, where it's hard to accumulate the depth that those Alabama teams of old did, early Kirby Smart teams were able to do. It's going to be a grind, right? So, yeah, if you go 11-1 with this schedule, even though you might not think it's as tough as it has been in years past in the SEC, it's still a 9-game SEC schedule.
Yeah.
And then who knows what the surprises will be, with how teams will be. I mean, there's going to be, everybody thinks that their team might win 9 games. This team might win 10 games. But obviously everybody can't do that. So there's going to be a lot of disappointments out there, but there's going to be also on the flip side a lot of surprises. The teams come out of nowhere, and I think some of them teams that we have a surprise about this year will be on Georgia's schedule. Yeah. So it's just hard to predict anymore in the sense of I can't just sit here and say that, oh, yeah, Georgia's definitely going to win a national championship.
Right.
Like, I mean, the
21
there. The tool, yeah.
21-22, we saw it coming.
Oh, and then especially when the first couple of weeks of the season started, but now with how it is such a brutal grind, even more of a grind in the playoffs just to get to the national championship game. I mean, a 9-game SEC schedule, then a 10th game in the SEC championship. Then you're probably meeting another SEC team in the first round if you lose the SEC championship, or the second round. I mean, it's just so hard, man. You have to have so many things go your way. Of course, you got to have the talent there, and you got to build depth the best you can in the NIL era, and hopefully you have the luck of being healthy at the end of the year. But yes, in a long way, to answer your question, yes, 11-1 is a smashing success. And if any Georgia fan out there complains about losing one football game this year,
oh my gosh,
you're an idiot.
Yeah. Bottom line, there's no other way of saying it. I mean, truly. Yeah. 11-1 would be amazing. And honestly, 10-2 would be great.
Oh, 10-2 would be good. 10-2 gets you in the playoffs, Yeah. And 9-3,
9-3, you're pushing it.
I don't think I don't see 3 losses on there sitting here today in August.
Right. I don't either.
Yeah, I could definitely see 10-2, and I'd be fine with 10-2.
Yeah,
yeah, I would be fine with it. It'd be a hard pill to swallow, but
But I mean, 10-2 got us into
10-2 won the SEC championship.
I was about to say, yeah, with what we would say was maybe a downish year for Georgia.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, man. This team's floor, and this might be a homer take, but this team's floor, Clark, is last year's team. And last year's team was the SEC championship.
True. Yeah. And a few plays of being in the semifinals for the national championship. So
I'm not saying they're comparable. They're going to be. I'm saying worst case scenario. I feel like for this team is equivalent talent level of last year's team.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And it was good. It was a dang good team. I know everybody wants to focus on the early exits the past 2 years of college football playoffs, man. But you gotta appreciate where this team's built to enjoy the regular season to get there to have another opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think right in position to do that.
I like it.
With even better depth now.
Yeah.
When you think about the depth this team had, I mean, the offensive line, the excitement that's coming out of camp of being able to run the football, the depth in the running back room is the best since it's been in 2021. Just the guys you could talk about on the defensive front, man, that are coming on.
Yeah.
New guys. And then, I mean, you get veterans like Jordan Hall really fired up, motivated. Elijah Griffin the second year. Some of the new guys coming in, man. And then the secondary, we haven't seen a secondary this deep with guys you feel confident trotting out there in a while.
Potentially. I'm going to say something crazy.
I go ahead
might even be just – we'll save this for next week, but they're really diving into this. But I'm just going to say this, and I think it was Baylor or Will Matthews, one or the other, said this in our group chat, and I think I agree. might just be our best defensive back room, DB room in the Kirby era, and that is saying a lot. Potentially. I don't want to set crazy expectations, but I'm just saying this. Yeah, there's always that one guy you got a question mark about. It's typically the
opposite corner.
The opposite corner, right? I just don't know. I think this year you don't go in with a ton of question marks defensively, or if any at all.
Well, you got a guy like Dinkins who came on late, had to plug him in at star position. Young guy, talented man that, you're thinking, when's he going to get plugged in at safety? And you get the Barnes kid coming in at star. We're going to talk about this later. And then Kyron Jones, the reports you're hearing. Of course, KJ Bolden, obviously. And Ellis Robinson might leave this year. And the stuff that could be said about, hopefully, the performance he's going to have this year is going to just be, he's going to be up there with some big-time names in Georgia football lore at that position. And DeMello, too. I mean, then not even talk about the young guys, Tyreek Greens and the guys that just – people are already talking about it's going to be hard to keep them off the field. That excites me, man. And the linebacker room, touch on them. I mean, gosh.
Yeah.
Justin Williams, Raylan Wilson coming back. I mean, and then
Chris Cole.
we'll talk about how big it was losing Gabe Harris at the end of last year.
Yeah,
people don't realize how big that was. So you have him back and healthy, and then Quintavious Johnson.
Yeah.
You're talking about him.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, but yes, I totally agree. I mean, this defense is going to it's going to win us some games this year. I mean, truly.
I love it, man.
And then you got an offense that's going to be balanced, very, very balanced. That's what we got to have to win championships.
This might be old thinking on my part, Clark, but give me this football team any day that has a dominant elite defense and a offensive line and a running back room that can pound the football, get some tough yardage between the tackles, be able to control the game on the line of scrimmage by running the football. Yes, I know the big question mark is wide receivers, and yes, I know in college football 2026 you're going to run into times where you're going to have to get some explosives and get into a shootout. I understand, but having that and plus a quarterback that is not turnover prone, that when you have a defense like that is going to lose you football games by turning over the football. And a veteran guy like that, man. I mean, the recipe's there.
Yeah,
and I know everybody's like, well, you say this every year, but truly this year, man.
Yeah.
And
I feel listen, I'll say this. I feel better about this year's team than I have since 2023. I mean, we all felt good about the 2023 team.
Yeah.
I mean, the pieces we were returning, veteran guys on that roster. But this is the best I've felt about a Georgia football team going into the season since 2023.
Because you got a lot of guys who played some ball.
Yes.
And
there's still going to be some young guys.
We're gonna have a completely different conversation this time next year.
True.
We'll see what happens, but we're going to enjoy it right now.
Right. Absolutely. All right, Adam. So who's in your SEC championship game? Who do you like? Are the Dogs in there? And then what's the other team? Is it a team we've already played? Is it LSU or Texas? Who do you like? Do you know?
Yeah. I have a thought, man, that the wheels are just going to fall off Texas, right?
Okay.
I mean, you look at that roster and you're like, how can they not be just run through college football?
Yeah.
And they might. Mm-hmm. They might. I might sit here, this look like the dumbest take of the year of what Arch Manning might win the Heisman. And, I mean, they're a two-headed monster at running back. And then Cam Coleman. I mean, you just look at the talent. But I just don't think they're going to have the cohesion and the chemistry that championship teams have to have, even if you have all this talent. And I know I think if they lose to Ohio State the second week of the year, it's potential, even as talented as they are. I just don't think Sark's a good just program leader, a championship level head coach, even though he's gotten to the Final Four stuff. I just don't think he's got that to make it over. I think the pressure is going to be mounted so much with Muschamp at defense coordinator. If they lose to Ohio State at home week 2, watch out.
Yeah.
So therefore saying, I'm going to say I think they will lose to Ohio State week 2. In Austin. I think I'm going to go out on a limb and do something just crazy. Give me Georgia and Oklahoma.
Oh, my God.
In the SEC championship. And give me in a rematch, Oklahoma best in Georgia.
Wow. We are dialed in tonight. Okay. I've got Georgia, Oklahoma as well.
Do you really? I thought you were going to do like LSU or Ole Miss.
No.
I could have. I knew it wasn't going to be Alabama or Texas.
No.
I had no idea.
LSU, I could see that as realistically speaking, I do see Oklahoma there in Atlanta. I see Texas maybe about second. I see Alabama about third. I see LSU about fourth in that scenario, right? The reason why I think Oklahoma is going to be there, now they do play Georgia away. I think they're going to drop that game as we talked about earlier. But then you play Mississippi State on the road. You play Florida on the road. I think Oklahoma's that'll be a tough game in the swamp, but I think they can get them. I think Oklahoma's going to get Missouri in Missouri. But those are your away games right there for Oklahoma. Right. All right. Here's who you get at home. You get A&M at home. You get Ole Miss at home. You get Carolina at home. You get Kentucky at home. Then you get Texas in a neutral site. So really, to me, I think Oklahoma can beat every single one of those teams aside from Georgia. And yeah, I mean, there's some tough ones. I mean, you got A&M, you got Ole Miss, you got Carolina and Kentucky. But here's what I'll say about the SEC championship. I don't think, in fact, I would bet my house that both teams in the SEC will have at least one loss. I don't think that's crazy, actually.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe potentially two losses,
yeah.
both teams. Yeah. Potentially. It very well could work out that way. But even with two losses, you can still make it to Atlanta. So what I'm saying here is I think if Oklahoma beats Texas in Dallas and they drop just the UGA game, they're going to win out the rest of their SEC games and make it to Oklahoma. Or make it to Atlanta.
I 100% agree with that, man, because they have the recipe we're talking about.
Right.
An experienced quarterback that, we'll see the steps that he's made and a good defense, right?
Well, and I think, I want to say, I could be wrong. I need to read it more into this Oklahoma team. But last year, it seemed like they really lacked at the wide receiver position, like majorly. And I think they had some major injuries early in the season that totally just changed the course of what they were trying to do. But if you get John Mateer there and you can run the ball really well, which I think they'll be able to do, and you can throw it, and you're just that balanced, and you've got a defense that literally sounds like what we just described as Georgia, like you were saying. So, look, to me, they're the most balanced team in the SEC aside from Georgia. I really wholeheartedly believe that.
And you don't hear a lot of people talking heads professional on TV. I mean, everything's Texas. And there is a world, Clark, that Texas, everything you keep hearing kind of in fall camp, they come out and they're 2019 LSU reincarnated.
Right.
But the talent level, but I don't think it's possible. I'm more leaning the side. They lose to Ohio State. They go to Neyland.
Ooh.
They go to Neyland.
Yeah.
And already kind of got some. Look at their schedule.
Let's look at Texas' schedule.
Texas
Why not?
because that's obviously the darling right now. And they very well could just be a buzzsaw this year. And it's possible. But I'm going with the fact that my microphone fell off, Clark.
Adam got too excited. Yeah. All right, I'll read y'all the schedule here. We got Texas State opening up. Yeah. Ohio State week 2, like you said, they play UTSA. Ohio State is 6:30. Yeah,
that's interesting kickoff time. Yeah,
yeah. They go to Neyland. They play Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl. They got Florida at home. So they got Ole Miss at home.
They're at Neyland the week before the Cotton Bowl, right? Or is there a bye in between them? No, yeah.
No, yeah, there is a bye. There is a bye. But I think Oklahoma also has a bye.
Okay, yeah.
Or no, they play us. Do they play us and then go?
No, that's October 3rd is the bye. The day that Texas and Tennessee play,
that's Oklahoma. Right. Okay.
That's going to be a good day.
All right, so let's go back through this. Sorry. Week 2, they got Ohio State. Week 3, UTSA. Week 4, they go to Neyland to play Tennessee. The Cotton Bowl's up next, Oklahoma. Then they play Florida at home. They got Ole Miss at home. Ooh. They got Mississippi State at home, but this is where I think it gets tough. They've got at Missouri. That might be a trap game, actually. They go to LSU in Tiger Stadium. I'm sure that'll be a night game. They play Arkansas at home, and then they go to Kyle Field and play the Aggies. It really may come down to that game.
That's true.
And it has before.
And nobody's talking about A&M, who has Marshall Reed, another
that's true.
Talented quarterback who's, got some experience under his belt, a team that was undefeated going into the last week of the regular season, a team that's just could have been the SEC championship 2 years in a row, but just blew it the last week of the year, right? So, see, that's a tough schedule, man.
It is, yeah. Well, the back half is especially. I mean, going on the road to Death Valley and playing A&M. The Ohio State game has little effect, actually no effect on the SEC championship.
Just what it will do to that if they get beat by Ohio State.
Yeah,
kind of just I guess the pressure that will surround that locker room if they get beat by Ohio State in week 2.
Yeah. I do want to right quick look at A&M. I'm trying to take into consideration all these teams that could potentially be in this. And yeah, I totally disregarded A&M a while ago as I was kind of naming out teams who I think might be in this. So A&M, They have Missouri State. They've got Arizona State in College Station, which is kind of weird. Kentucky at home. They go on the road to LSU. They play Arkansas at home. They go on the road to Missouri. I'm telling you, Missouri's schedule is very favorable. I mean, the big games they do have, they got a tough schedule. What I'm saying is the bigger opponents that they play are all at home. So
except Georgia.
Except Georgia. Yeah, that's true. I forget about that. Yeah. They play Citadel. They go on the road to Alabama, A&M does. They go on the road to South Carolina. They get Tennessee in Aggieland. They play Oklahoma in Norman, and then they've got Texas at home. So they've got a tough schedule. I mean, everybody's got a tough schedule. Really.
Man.
We used to say, like, oh, yeah, I mean, SEC East. You could look at the SEC East, and yes, let's be honest. SEC East was, for, I would say, a decade there, definitely inferior. Just top to bottom. Those schedules were just weaker. And now that we've done away with the divisions, everything is just evened out. Everybody's playing tough games, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. And it makes for better TV. It makes for better revenue, which I totally get. So
I mean, going back to this, so you got Georgia, Oklahoma in the SEC championship.
I do.
You didn't say who was going to win that game.
I didn't. I mean, look, Georgia is already 2-0. Actually 3-0 in rematches in the SEC championship game.
That's true.
So give me a fourth
I love it.
I don't know. But give me the first round bye. Are we still doing that this year?
Yeah. Isn't that right? Yeah. It's
think.
still the same format.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe I was thinking about the 16 game.
So the good thing is, and I hope, if Georgia wins the SEC championship, you're not going to New Orleans because New Orleans is a semifinal game this year.
Thank the Lord.
So it's wild though, man. I was looking at this the other day. It's like the Fiesta Bowl was played on December 30th, and then the rest of the semifinal game or quarterfinal games, are January 1st. So it's like Saturday night's going to be one. I'm assuming this is the schedule. This is the only way it makes sense. And then you got to have the Rose Bowl and everybody in the tradition on January 1st, but you got the NFL on Sunday. So you're going to have one game 2 nights before.
That's weird.
Yeah. So
and is that advantageous to the teams playing that night? You know, if they win, I mean, is that a bigger
you got
advantage?
2 days. Yeah, I mean,
that's
that's what I'm saying. It's wild that they've done that, but it's literally, if I'm not mistaken, just like one game, I believe, and then the others
That's weird.
are January 1st. But hopefully you win the SEC this year. You're going to Atlanta for the Chick-fil-A Bowl, right? That would be the Peach Bowl. Getting that, but instead of going to New Orleans would be great. Then you might have to go back to New Orleans for the semifinal.
Oh gosh,
I'm
tired of New Orleans.
Then you go to Vegas, baby.
Now that'd be
wild.
Oh my gosh,
that'd be wild.
I'm gonna tell you something. If we somehow make it out there for the national championship, we need the Rose 60 people. We need to just do a big meetup in Las Vegas. Oh, you've never been, have you?
I've never been to Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh, there's a reason they call it Sin City. It's wild.
That's right. That's that'd be wild, man. It's gonna be just fun to see what plays out. Georgia, yes, everybody's talking about winning and advancing the playoffs, man. But how fun would it be to win 3 straight SEC championships?
That'd be pretty nice. I mean, obviously we want the national championship, but that's a good consolation prize.
Yeah,
if you don't, all right, Adam. So we're both thinking. So you're thinking 12. No, hold up. 11-2 going into the playoffs.
Right.
I'm thinking 12-1 going into the playoffs. Both playing. We both said Georgia, Oklahoma in the SEC championship game. Look, I don't think it's necessary for us to pick the 12 teams. They're not going to be right anyway. Not even close. We couldn't even get the 4 teams right.
No.
So, I mean, that's the beauty of it all. But I'll tell you what, let's do this. Give me sort of a team that you're like, you know what? Nobody's talking about them. They're going to make the playoffs. That you feel very confident in.
Nobody.
Maybe not nobody, but, it's just maybe one of your dark horse teams. Somebody who is just not on anybody's radar right now. I know that's a tough question.
I truly
look. Who
are you gonna say?
I'll say mine, and I've kind of already mentioned them. Missouri.
Yeah,
I know it's crazy. Maybe I'm just way too high on these guys right now. I like Missouri. Their schedule is very favorable. Even if they're 10-2 at the end of the year, that gets them in more than likely. I mean,
Okay.
SEC, that might even put them in Atlanta for all we know. Wouldn't that be something? to
That
see
would be
Missouri?
something. I can't believe how high you are in Missouri. But hey,
I like what they got going on. I hate to admit that. But.
I mean, they would have done it. It would have been that scenario if 2 years ago.
True.
Or 3 years ago, rather, in 23. So give me outside the SEC footprint, surprise team possibly could end up looking very dumb saying it's Southern Cal, USC.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who
Potentially, being a team. But, I think Notre Dame's going to be a shoe-in. Unfortunately, just
Their
that schedule. I think Miami is a shoe-in with their schedule and the joke and that. But they both play each other, right? So one of them's got to take a loss, but I don't think it'll matter since they'll both still get in. So that eats up 2 spots, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see how stout Indiana is this year.
Yeah.
That's going to be very interesting. Everybody wants to go ahead and crown Cignetti the king of college football now. I mean, there's no doubt this is the most impressive one-season just accomplishment that was done in college football history.
Yeah, I agree.
But before we start crowning the best coach in current college football, both Kirby Smart, see what he does this year.
Yeah.
If they win the national championship this year, he's the best coach in college football.
I agree.
That would just be
that would make me sick.
But I think they'll be back. I think, man, and you look at it because Saban ate up so much of the sport, and then Dabo did. When we talk about the 2010s and so on, and then the early 2020s, Kirby gets a couple. So there really wasn't a lot of national championships to go around.
True.
So you look at, I forgot the statistic. Like there's. And you talk about these coaches like Marcus Freeman or whatever that's like, well, they can't win the big game. They haven't won a national championship yet. Well, you look at how many of these coaches that are every year now, Harbaugh, Ryan Day, Cignetti winning their first national championships here.
It's
That's
different.
what kind of So I mean, we're going on that streak that since Kirby did it in 22, there hadn't been a coach that's won a national championship that already has one under his belt. So could this be a year Dan Lannon in Oregon do it or something like that? Or it is Marcus Freeman in Notre Dame, right? Or, I mean, it's just so hard now, and it pains me to say that, when we get the playoffs, it's the SEC, baby. It's Alabama, or if they get there, of course it's us. I mean, not being a homer or stuff like that, but now it's just –
the problem is,
anymore, right?
the problem is though, the SEC is going to get there. They're going to be
100%
well
they're gonna
represented.
be there.
But the problem is
They're so beat up.
Yeah, we're so beat up that you're going from an 8-game schedule to a 9-game schedule this year, and
Shoot
then
yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and then what's happening is like we're matching up with each other in the playoff, right? Ole Miss and Georgia, obviously.
Well, you get
last
9 in the regular season, beat yourself up. Then the prime teams who escape that somehow get rewarded with the 10th matchup with each other. And don't get me wrong, I've made my feelings clear completely about how much I love the SEC championship and the nostalgia of it. And that's very important to me to see Georgia win one. But that's the 10th one. And then, you're almost guaranteed you're probably going to get an 11th one, maybe even in the quarterfinal like Georgia did this past year, right? So, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the 9-game SEC schedule, yes, for the fans, is cool in the sense of like, you get to see more SEC teams that traditionally don't play each other. But in the same sense, it's stupid. You're shooting yourself in the foot doing it, man. I almost rather just still been an 8-game schedule, and then you still get to play the Florida States, Louisville's, Clemson's, or so on and so forth.
Yeah, me too.
You schedule open the weekend or something.
Money
But
talks.
It's wild, man. It's hard for me to even just throw out a prediction because I'll look so stupid talking about it now, the current landscape of college football. There's 7 teams out there. I feel like that will, out of those 7, there'll be a national championship.
Yeah. I'll tell you one last one, and this is kind of I don't know if I can call this crazy, but I do think LSU is going to be really good this year. I want to say they've got a tough schedule, but
very tough.
I mean, you look at what they are getting. You get a great head coach. I know people don't like Lane Kiffin, whatever. I think, he's a good coach with those resources. They spent a lot of money on this team. I think they'll drop a couple in the regular season, but dang it, they might be in the SEC.
Thick of it too. That's
So,
true.
Who knows, man? That's the beauty of it. That's why we love this sport. You genuinely just do not know what's going to happen.
That's right.
We have good feelings, though, about the Dogs. We feel good about this season. For us, just as Georgia fans, I mean, if there's going to be a team to go on and win a national championship this year, Georgia's in good position to do that. So, Adam, you got some pictures on the trail cam, I see.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You fired up about deer season?
Yep, I am. Got some bucks right there. Sorry, I just got
No, you're good.
on my phone. Yeah, they're still in velvet right now. That's a pretty cool picture.
Nice.
But anyway,
No, I love it. I love it. Well, is Georgia going to be a national champion?
I hope so.
Good answer.
I certainly hope so. Yeah, I mean, look, pieces are there, man. We'll just see where we're at come December, where we're going to be at, man, with that run. But I couldn't be more fired up and I feel like you talked about, Clark, for the first time in 3 years, I feel the best that I have since 2023, coming off of 2 straight.
Which obviously was not a bad year for us, and honestly should have won.
Right. I mean, the past 2 years have been great.
Yeah.
I mean, people like to complain about the early exit, but still, 2 SEC championships, man. Only combined 3 regular season losses 2 years, right?
Yep.
So,
and you're in the hunt.
Right.
That's all that matters.
I mean, that's the thing about it. We're spoiled. We'll be there again this year. It'll be another December, that Georgia's going to be in the playoffs. We're still going to be excited where other fan bases have moved on to basketball or Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
And Georgia will still be there in the hunt with a chance. And that's all you could ask for when you get there. But it's just a whole different game, man, when you think about where the teams are, their health, and who's hot at the right time. I know I beat a dead horse every time talking about that, but that's what college football is now. With those 12 that get there in December. So I think Georgia will be in those 12. I'll say that.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I'll echo too. I can't sit here and confidently say Georgia's going to win national championship, but dang it, like I said,
so
just a second
hard
ago,
to do, man. It's always been hard, but it's gotten even harder.
Yeah, we've got a good shot at it for sure. All right, folks. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. If you've enjoyed this episode, please comment below if you're watching on YouTube. And let us know your thoughts on this season. Who are we going to lose to? Are we going to lose?
That's right.
Some of you out there, y'all really do think we're going to go 12-0. And I applaud your optimism, and I hope that's the case.
Right, man.
But, man, I just can't sit here and do that. Y'all are more confident than I am. But, hey, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe for more content. We got some vlogs coming up this season, more exciting things for our patrons.
That's right.
Hop on Patreon if y'all aren't already on there. And then leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever you're listening on. That would be great. We greatly appreciate seeing everybody's reviews and the nice things that you guys say about Row 60. Next episode, Adam, we're going to do a little roster breakdown for the people.
That's right, man.
Let the people know who we're excited about, some names to know and remember as we're watching the Dogs this season. We've got a big season of Row 60 coming up. Very excited. Adam, let's wrap it up.
Well, we're here. We're here. Like I said earlier, man, just get in the spirit of football. Get juiced about it. Get everybody at your workplace, your family fired up about it too, man. Just know that I get this sickening development this time of year where I'm just craving any football, any replays of any college football game. Like when I turn on the TV now, if it's not live high school football or NFL preseason game, I'm watching replays of either old Georgia games or whatever's on the TV.
Yeah.
So we're here. When I know that I get in that state of mind, then I know it's right around the corner, man. So go ahead, get your red and black again. Go ahead, get it ready for the season. Start making plans, Clark, to bring the family to Sanford Stadium on the first 2 weeks of the year. I mean, I know it's going to be hotter than Hades out there, man, but great family games coming up. So if you know somebody who's never been to a Georgia game before, take them, man.
Yeah.
And make a memory. That's what it's all about. That's why we do this show, is to make memories. And we have another season full of them that we're blessed to start here in a couple weeks. It's here. We love y'all. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!
Baby.